What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here with the 2024 Mazda 3 Premium Plus, and this is the top of the line Mazda 3 that you can get. Besides from the Miata, this is Mazda's only car. So this is in the compact class, going to go up against competitors like the Civic, the Corolla, and this is the Mazda spin on it in the Japanese hatchback. So this one, I used to have one of these, a 2015 Sport, but my had this thing changed. So Mazda, they went from zoom to well groomed. I'm going to explain that in this video. But just walking around the car, you can see this is a more mature looking, and then it's going to translate even more on the interior of it. This thing has a very long hood on it. Looks like it's got rear wheel drive dynamics on it. But this variant right here is all-wheel drive, and you can get it in front-wheel drive as well. Huge thank you to Mazda for sending me this 3. Appreciate that very much. So we're about to dive into the video in just a moment here. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel. Let's jump into it. Shout out to the MOC, got 100 Gain 8, Blueprint 1 LE, race car friends. Go check out their channel on the feature section of mine. Let's take a look up under the hood to see what's powering the Mazda 3. Man, that's a heavy hood. We need some carbon fiber. You know, we got the dipstick, so we don't have struts on here. So got to prop it up. That might be the heaviest hood I ever lifted. But here we got the Skyactiv G Turbo, 2.5 liter, and it's made it to a 6-speed automatic. So Mazda, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The 6-speed auto does its thing in here. It's never searching for gears. It's always going to the right gear. Our power output on here, and this is the all-wheel drive variant, so it's powering all the wheels. So it's rated at 87, so I'm going to give you the totals for 87 and 93. So that's regular fuel and premium fuel. So it's 227 horsepower for regular, 87, and 310 pound-feet of torque. But if you put in 93, you'll get 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. So that's a healthy increase. And I don't know if you've seen the video before. If you haven't, go check it out where I compared it to my Integra Type S and my GR Corolla. So this feels like it's on regular. I know there's more potential than what I can feel on here. With all the features and tech, the Mazda weighs a hair under 3,400 pounds, so that's not bad. And look at this long schnoz we got on here. So up in here is something you don't see very frequently in the class. If you look closely, right above the Mazda emblem, we got a front camera. So this car does have 360 view, help you get into tight parking spaces. And if you want to pull up forward to a curve, because we do got this long splitter, and that's a stylish looking splitter we got down there, and I know you don't want to crack that, so you might want to take a half at the camera button on the interior, so when you pull it up to a curve like one of these over here, that you don't just ruin the whole thing. Tires are 215, 45, 18, so we do have a nice amount of sidewall on there. With this being the Premium Plus trim, you're going to notice subtle differences. Like we got these black mirror caps here, and you're going to notice in the back we got a black spoiler. I love the way it contrasts off the white. And then we also on here, this isn't specific to the Premium Plus, but we do have a sunroof on there. I do wish the shark fin antenna was black, make the little colors pop a little bit more. Dual exhaust on here. This looks really good. And the exhaust is pumped in, so I do wish it sounded a little better on, like it sounds really good on the inside, but that's not what you're gonna hear on the outside. And then coming up to the trunk, where's the hatch? How do you open the hatch? It's gonna be right up under the Mazda emblem here. You just pull it towards you, lifts right on up. Hydraulics there. So first thing I wanna point out, when I had my Mazda 3, this was really hard, but now it's well padded and the car has matured so much. We got more space back here than what I remember. So as you can see, got a snow brush, bag, tripod over here, ample space. It's a little bit deep going down in here too, so we do have some depth in the trunk area. So very good if you want to have one of these as a daily driver. Perfect daily driver. With this being the fully loaded model, the only option that we do have is this Snowflake White Pearl paint, and that's going to set you back $435. So that's going to bring the total MSRP up to $38,265. Let's step into the back seat. Now this might be a chore for those that's taller. My daughter, she had to have me slide my seat up, so this seat is moved forward than what I'm used to sitting. For her to be able to sit in here, she's a little girl. So for me, getting back here is going to be even bigger chore. It's tight back here. I don't have much room to even hold my camera in front of me, but the materials are very nice. You'll see more of that up front. You do have a speaker sitting right behind your head, so the audio in here, we'll talk about that later on. But we don't have any vents back here. We do have the cup holders in the seat. Pretty much just the back of the armrest with no vents, no USBs. So let's head on to the front seat. Front, you're gonna notice in here, this is very dark in here. You can get a couple different colors on the interior, like white, red, or black. And then this trim, we have stitching going around, whole lot of stitching across the whole car, leather wrap, everything. And this is like an orangish, brownish stitching going through here. Real metal on the bows. This door handle feels phenomenal. All the switch gear, everything, the feedback it gives you is great, excellent. The seats, very comfy, pillowy, well designed. So you're going to notice that color in the background of the seats in the perforation. So we got that brownish orange color in there. We'll call it tan. So we got the tan in the background of the seats. It barely picks up on camera, but it's in there. And we also notice the brown stitching, tan stitching up in the seats as well. So that's a nice subtle touch to it. The front seats are going to be far more spacious than the rear. This is where the time was spent, the money was spent in the front seats. So this is plush, very plush. This isn't the Mazda as of old, the ones that you see rusted out. This has nothing in common with that anymore. Mazda has grown all the way up. So they wearing blazers now, blazers with the slacks, and I'm about to show you here. Mazda has went way up market. And this interior is really Audi-esque to me. Like, this feels like an Audi competitor as opposed to like a Honda or Toyota competitor. This is gonna blow those two out the water when it comes to like luxury and comfort. Daily drivability, that's what they're focused on here. And Mazda, they have a thing with safety. So I know a lot of people are gonna rag on the touchscreen with it being, like, you can touch it while it's in the vehicle is parked, but Mazda wants you to focus on actually driving, because their slogan was zoom zoom for a while. So we do have this commander down here, which works really well. I love it. To skip tracks, you can slide this button over to the side. We do have volume right here, and if you want to control whatever on the screen, it's kind of like BMW's iDrive. We got our 4 quadrants here. You want to go to your music, boom. You want to go to the home page, there's a button. You want to go to your navigation, there's a button. One button press, right to the navigation. And then you want to go back, that's that right there. So this is a very intuitive system. It didn't take long to get used to. And I actually prefer these commanders as opposed to like reaching up for the touchscreen. Because honestly, I would have to lean forward if I did want to touch this screen, and that's not safe. So the position where the screen is, it is just fine. And the way that they have this controller tuned, it works great. It's a great tandem. An interesting option that I noticed was a pedal misuse alert. So if you're sitting there driving with the foot on the brake and the gas, it'll alert you. So I do see some people that just be riding, and I see the brake lights on, but they're accelerating. It's like, what are y'all doing? Driving with 2 feet. This car will let you know. That's a great feature to have. This menu is very fast. If I want to get back to the music, boom, lightning fast. If I want to get to navigation, boom, everything just happens so fast. Home screen, want to go back to the Mazda native screen, what you got to do CarPlay. Go back to Mazda, boom. If I want to go back a menu, boom. This is lightning fast. This is very fast. Change my sound. I don't think there's a faster infotainment system out there than this. Responsive, haven't noticed any hiccups, any freezing. Got our information here. So the fuel efficiency, I've only been seeing about 20 miles per gallon. I assume that we have regular fuel in here. So if you go up to premium, you can get more power. And I've noticed on all cars that if you get premium fuel, it'll go better. Especially for this being a turbo engine, it's just gonna burn more efficiently. Our HVAC controls, very simple, very easy to use. Easy to read LED screen here. Heated steering wheel, heated seats, both sides. We got dual climate, can sync it. And to the left of our steering wheel, we do have our camera button, which I mentioned earlier. Press this button here, you can see what's in front of you. Put the car in reverse, you see what's behind you. Easy to use, it's helpful. We also do have 2 memory seat settings, so let me put my seat back to where I would be if my daughter wasn't in the car. Sliding on back. My daughter's poor legs would be crushed if I were to ride in my preferred seating, but for the sake of my kid being able to walk, I had to adjust my seating up here. This isn't the most high-tech cluster. Still got some analog gauges. Shows you what you need, keeps your eyes on the road. That's Mazda's focus. And we do have a heads-up display if you want to see your speed and information that's easy to get to. So we do have our trip meter. I could not find this button for the life of me, and it's going to change in this corner right here. So our trip meter, put 150 something miles on here. And the information that you can change, we do have like active lane alert. Press this info button on the steering wheel. We can change the center. It's going to show our blind spots in our lane, just the lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control. You can do nothing. Like I said, and back to our trip in our direction that we're facing, not a whole lot to see there. Thing I did notice, the cup holders are way up there. So this is me sitting back in the chair. I can get like a fingertip barely into the cup holder. So I do wish the cup holders were further back. So it's ergonomically, it kind of sucks. I got to like lean forward to get into the cup holder. Now I will say this wireless charger is fantastic. So the wireless chargers that I own at home, they suck, to be honest. My Corolla, terrible. Integra is better. But I bought this wireless charger case on Amazon. Like, you should be able to use a wireless charger. It won't work in my Corolla at all, because these cameras on the new iPhone 15s is kind of like off-center. But you throw it on in here, it works wonders. I can just slap my phone in there. We'll see the light. Once I get it in the right position, it'll turn green. My phone is charging, no issues, and it'll stay charging while I'm driving. So that's fantastic that it can actually go through the case. Mazda spent some money on this wireless charger, because other manufacturers, they don't. And this is the first wireless charger that I've used that actually works with this case. I'm shocked. Right below the steering wheel, we got some knee heaters. I don't think I've ever noticed these before, but they feel great, especially since it's been cold. They get some warm days too. This is Michigan, it gets warm and cold. This feels great. And this car warms up pretty quick. And this heated steering wheel gets hot. The heated seats do as well, but when you have the climate set to auto, once the temperature reaches this desired setting, it'll calm the seats down as well. Before we spin some blocks, I want to hear what the actual exhaust sounds like, because whatever they got pumped in sounds amazing. I got to hear what it sounds like for myself. So let's get that clip and then go for a drive. Let's spin a few blocks. So to unlock the door, as typical, pull your hand from behind there. If you want to lock the door, press the button. But since we're about to get in the car, we need to unlock that thing. Going to the back seat. I do want to speak on this before I start driving. That middle hump down here is going to take away from this middle passenger. So this is almost just like a four-seater. Welcome to the world of Integra. Type S, that is. But getting in here, real comfy seats. Start it up, put on brake. I'm going to elect to charge my phone just because it works so well. Buckle up for safety. Let's start off by testing the turning radius. Turning around in this parking lot. How do we do? Excellent turning radius. This thing feel like he's got like rear steering. This is probably the tightest turning radius. I know I just said that in the Prius video. This has got the Prius beat. Very tight turning radius, so very easy to park. That's really important to me. Then we got a couple drive modes. Actually, you just got sport mode. That's it. Sport mode on, sport mode off. It's not too complex. But let's go down our Craterfield Road. We got a glimpse of this when I did the comparison video, but this is the standalone, so I want to focus solely on the Mazda 3. So it has pretty good dampening. It's very quiet in here. Are isolated. All right, let's do a quick little pull for this traffic hump. Sport mode, and we take off. Y'all hear how that engine noise roar? It sounds awesome, but it ain't natural. And notice here, that red line is showing you the speed limit that you should be doing, and how far the red line is how far over you're doing. But that's reading the wrong speed limit. It's 55. Once we see another speed limit sign, it will update in the cluster and let me know my new speed limit. So So that said, it does have sign recognition, which is important. But let me take it out of sport mode, because you're going in a straight line. You don't need to be, it's going to just set your RPMs up higher. We don't need that right now. I'm going to turn on the cruise control. All right, see if it keeps us in the line here. Doing this thing. All right, it's doing it. Let me know to keep my hands on the steering wheel. This is not intended to be hands off the steering wheel. You got to be paying attention. It's keeping us in the line so far. Now I'll just shut up for a moment so y'all can hear the road noise, or the lack thereof. You be the judge. Doing this thing. So let's test out the audio. Sound system is pretty good. Got a 12 speaker Bose. It's really good. I want to say it's great. Some nice bass, clear treble. I like it. And also the size of this display here, it's upgraded from the normal size, so we got a 10.3 inch infotainment screen. So everything's clear, even the camera, the reverse. I like the camera graphics in there. Like, it's not choppy. The refresh rate is pretty good. So let some of these cars go around. We're gonna test the handling. I put it in sport mode. Maybe we get some more feedback. So we do have some roll. It's wallowing. Have you ever been wallowed? Shout out to TD Jakes. But does have some body roll. That's not zoomish. Also, the Miata has body roll, so take it for what you will. Just my observations. It does roll. I personally don't like roll at all. I like virtually zero. Adds to some fun though. Weight transfer. Gets on out the corner. Looking over your shoulder can be a little bit of a chore. It's a small back window, so it's kind of hard to see out of. But with the rear view mirror, it's like you can see everything behind you. It's not terrible. It's just silent. It's a great place to be on a day-to-day basis. So against its competitors, like I have a GR Corolla and the Integra Type S, this has a much better interior. Even over the Integra, which that's supposed to be a luxury car. This is way nicer. This is on the level of Audi. Like Mazda's been tiptoeing in the luxury realm. I think they're in there. Very aggressive sounding engine noise. I can't get over that. Maybe the exhaust clip it sounds like, but I doubt that, to be honest. I seriously doubt this car actually sounds like this. Alright, get onto the highway again. See if this all-wheel drive will claws through a turn. Exit in the turn. Whoop, got to dodge some potholes. Got some great grip there, I'll tell you that. Got a ton of torque. Man, with premium fuel, this will have more torque than the Integra Type S. And the horsepower is just 20 below the GR Corolla that I do have. So it's not bad numbers to have. So I'm going to test out the passing power. Everybody out here flying today. But we'll pass them up in just a moment here. Let's pass them up now. Yeah, all that torque pushes you fairly quick. So this was tuned for day-to-day driving. It's not going to rev out. Like the RPM meter, red line is 6,500, even less than 6,500. So it's not the most exciting to drive, like as far as power band goes. You're not going to rev it out. The torque is readily available. So what kind of buyer would this be for? If you don't care much about driving dynamics, if you don't want like a taut suspension, this will be perfect for you, because this is focused more on luxury and comfort. Just the job really well. It is a little tight in that back seat back there, but if you need something bigger, they don't offer a Mazda 6. Mazda 6 should be coming soon, but they do have excellent SUVs. If you don't want to sit low to the ground, the CX-5, those are phenomenal vehicles. And that's what this ride, I would expect this kind of ride quality in a CX-5 or a CX-50, because it's kind of wallowy, like body roll. Not my cup of tea. I feel like the older Mazdas, like the generation I had, was more of a handler. So Mazda, they got the business on their mind. They got to sell vehicles. That's why you don't see a RX variant. We got to get those profits. That's why you see all these SUVs, CX-5, CX-3, CX-50, CX-90, CX-70, which is just about to come out, which is a CX-90 with one less row of seats. I don't know what that was all about, but they're styled really well. The styling of this car looks well to most people. I'm not crazy about the styling of the 3, but I love the styling of everything else. I thought the Mazda 6 was the best designed car sedan in its class, and the 3 has a lot of that, but the proportion, I don't care for the long hood on it that much. But that's all I got for the Mazda 3. Huge shout out to Mazda for loaning me one of these. So Mazda, I really love Mazdas, man. So they make a great car. They do have enthusiast-based cars. Looking forward to a speed version to come back soon. Can y'all do us that favor? Can y'all do that, please? Give us a speed version. Like, this car would be great as a speed version. We got a lot of competition. Like, the Japanese brands came strong with these hatchbacks, but this is more laid back, more subdued, more focused on comfort. So it's got that way over the other ones in this competition. Might be looking at Lexus there, but that's all I got for you all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, browse my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.